Hello, welcome to A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Garden. I'm Ann. Tom is behind the camera today because Sam's at work. We have been neglecting the garden pretty badly. We've been working a lot, it's been really hot, it's also been really rainy. Often it's either like super hot or super rainy. So there's a lot of maintenance that we need to do out here. So I've got my little bench set up. I do need to get these fertilized as well. I need to check the water levels, I need to do some pruning, so that's what we're gonna do. We've definitely got some good things going on this tomato plant. We do have some little tomatoes. Not all of them look the very best. Oh, that's not bad, okay. This one, clearly indeterminate. This is the one that we started in the hydroponics. Could you imagine if we were trying to still do this in that hydroponic system? None of my tomato cages are staying up very well, but that's because I didn't buy the best one. This red one I bought at Earl May years ago, the one time I tried to do a tomato plant and it ended just terribly. So we had that one around. And then we got these super cheap, crappy ones from Walmart. They were like $3 a piece. I have bigger plans for next year. But first thing we need to do on this, you can see here we got some leaves that are yellowed and stuff like that. We need to cut off that stuff. I'm betting I don't have much moisture in this soil. Oh, actually, it's not completely dry, so it's not terrible. We do probably need to do a little bit of watering, but it's not as bad as I thought, so that's a bonus for me. So, I got these handy dandy ones that seems to be a pretty decent grip, and it's got a nice lock, and they're real super sharp. So, we're going to kind of hack away at this a bit. That's yellow. Now this one, clearly an indeterminate, so we can be a little more harsh with this. I mean, you can see my onions are like not doing fabulous. They're looking pretty sad, so I'm thinking they need more water and maybe more food too. Start with clipping off the ones that have the leaves that don't look so hot. I definitely did not do a good job of getting rid of suckers, but this is a sucker right here, but look, I got little itty bitty flowers on there, so I'm not gonna get rid of that one. Ooh, look at these big ones down here. Ooh, look what I just found. That's exciting. Those just need to ripen up, and those will be delicious, hopefully. Tom and I are on vacation this week. We took some time off to do some stuff around the house, and we went to a local grocery store last night, and we got some tomatoes to put on our burgers, and they were like nice heirloom looking ones, like the big beefsteak, gorgeous on the outside. Get into them, and they were mushy. It was that mealy kind of texture. It was unpleasant, and it made me sad. But it just made me look forward even more to coming out here and taking better care of these tomatoes so that I could get some actual good tasting tomatoes. Aside from just looking to make sure I'm not cutting off anything that has fruit on it, I'm not being super picky. I think I got most of the leaves that were really, but look, I mean, clear up here, we got more flowers growing. And we got little tiny bits of fruit just like all over this. Yeah, mostly right now what I'm pruning for is airflow and for them to focus more on the ones that have fruit or have flowers that are going to grow fruit. Just being careful not to kill anything that could end up being a tomato for me. That one's got some badness. Snip this off and see, yeah, I got a little bit of yellowing on here. I don't know exactly what that is, but we still have fruit, so I'm carrying a little less. And then before I move on from this one, I'm gonna just put a little bit of plant food down, and yeah, it's gonna make my hands stinky, but it's okay. I'm just gonna kind of put it around there, and then we'll do some watering later. And I'm using my tomato and vegetable one on my tomatoes. Tomato bags also, a lot of them have onions in them too, so hopefully that will work for both. I'm still quite sad about losing my herbs. We're gonna get some from inside, so it'll be all right. All right, next we have this indeterminate cherry tomato plant that I bought. This is a Super Sweet 100, I believe is what it was. We definitely got plenty of little clusters of fruit. Very nice. But we do have some leaves that have been eaten up. We've got some leaves with some browning. So we need to give this plant a little TLC. This one looks like it's hurting a little more than the other one. So we're just gonna clean this one up. This one, the moisture meter is saying it's wet, so I won't have to water that one much. Since I'm putting these granulated fertilizers on there, I am going to put a little water on just to make sure that the fertilizer gets into the soil, but I don't want to put on so much that it's going to wash it away, you know? Next up, we got our potatoes. If you'll recall, my theory was that something laid down, probably a cat, in this. I see a potato here. I don't know if you can see right there. There is an actual potato there. I'm gonna put a little bit more of the soil up. This soil is really damp. We may not need to water nearly as much as I thought, which is exciting for me because I was feeling so terribly guilty about neglecting my plants. But let's see here. We're gonna probably trim up a little bit of this for some airflow. We got some yellowing. But look, I mean, we got flowers coming, which I need to go read up and check again, but I believe with potatoes, it's like once the plants die off, that's when you kind of are like, when they're dying off after they've gone to flower and stuff like that. Or it's either that or I need to cut those flowers off. I need to check. All right, let's do a little bit of trimming here. And some of this may just be like pests eating the leaves, but some of these, like this one, it's kind of yellowed. When I touched the branch, it's much more floppy than some of these other ones. These have a lot more solidity to them. Looks like a couple of these are pretty well dead. I mean, like, that's not really going anywhere or doing anything, but I'm gonna leave, honestly, I'm gonna leave that just in case, just to kind of see what happens. Okay, anyway, I'm out here like thinking, trying to figure out, and I'm gonna try and do this water meter without stabbing a potato. Oh yeah, we're plenty moist. Just to give everything a little bit of a boost at this point, since I haven't done any more granulated fertilizer, this is the time, apparently like 6-8 weeks in. Probably 6 weeks in would have been better, but we're about 8 weeks in. All right, so here we have potato plants that haven't been laid on, and look how much better this looks. This bag looks a lot fuller. You don't have like a quarter of the bag knocked down. We do have, though, some very yellow leaves down here, so we're gonna get rid of those. So we'll just throw a little bit of fertilizer down in the bottom of this. Move on to the more fun for me plants, which are tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes are mostly for Sam. I just don't like the cherry tomatoes as much. I like to cut up my tomatoes and put salt on them and stuff, and like the little cherry tomatoes, there's not a whole lot of point in doing that. This soil's looking real wet too. Good. But not like too wet, but like it's looking, Yeah, actually that is really wet. I really thought like the growth was kind of stunted because they weren't getting enough water, but had I just watered these without checking, I would have been horribly wrong. So if it is your first time gardening, this was like $5. It's totally worth it. Look at, we have lovely fruit set here and over here and a little bit up here. Very exciting. Don't have to do too much for airflow on these because they're not doing a ton. So we're gonna take our tomato and vegetable plant food and we're gonna try and make things a little better for that tomato plant. We're gonna put just a little bit of water. Tom made me some banana water with some of his banana peels, and since that did help before with getting them to grow more and getting them to have more flowers, I think that's what we'll use to kind of water in this fertilizer. This is the first of my regular tomato plants. This is a determinate. It was like, I think, Celebrity, just a pretty basic one. But also we do have a little bit of cilantro down here that came through, which is nice because I lost all of my cilantro in the little one. I have flowers down here that look like they're about to become tomatoes here soon. That's good. Being a determinate variety, from what I understand, is it's going to set all of its fruit at once. We'll just have kind of like one big crop for a short period of time. From what I understand, with determinate ones, you don't want to take off the suckers because that's where you're going to get some fruit. And you can see this sucker does have some beginnings of flowers on it right here. The sucker is the one in the middle. You got the main branches and we have the sucker in the middle. And then we have these little fuzzy things right here are going to be flowers. Seen better days. We're going to snip that one. But that might be all we snip off of this one, honestly. It's looking not too bad. In the back, it looks like our marigold is pretty well done. But that's okay. I planted them simply for the pest resistance. When we get a bigger garden, I will plant some flowers, probably some wildflowers, in order to get pollinators to come. I do have basil here that actually, something's been eating it, but it is growing. Over the next couple days while we're on vacation, I might also try to kind of dig this up and put them a little further apart. We do have another Celebrity tomato plant. We do have basil growing in this bag. It's been a little bit eaten, but some of it looks very lovely. I haven't really sat down with my plants. It's good to more often than I do get an eye on your plants. Down here at the base of the plant, we have a bunch of little leaves coming up. I think I'm going to get rid of all of those. Those don't seem like they're going to fruit for me at all. So we're just going to get rid of that. Oh, I see something that makes me excited. In my lemon balm one, look at that. I got little tiny baby seedlings. That is exciting because I thought I lost them all. I haven't done anything with these. Did I? I did not fertilize that one. I got excited, I saw the lemon balm, and I did not fertilize. I didn't even fertilize that one. Distracted talking. Again, tomato plant, Celebrity, determinate. Alright, so over here, I was one short on cages, so we got one that isn't caged at all. We're gonna call that an experiment, and we're gonna kind of see what happens with that tomato plant not having any kind of support at all. Alright, what we have here is our lovely jalapenos. We got some that are fairly big here. I'm gonna leave a little bit longer, but I mean, these are big enough. These two are big enough that I could take them in and use them. But it seems kind of stunted. I don't think I planted an onion in this, so I'm not sure what this is. This, I think, is a weed. I'm gonna pull that out. It looks oniony, but I don't recall planting onions in this.
Yeah, me either.
So I don't know what that is. We're gonna pull it out. But I'm not gonna do a whole lot of hacking away at this one. It looks like we are getting more little baby fruit up here. 2 little baby ones. So we're just gonna give this one a little food. So a friend of mine at work, when I told her I was planting jalapenos, did tell me that her dad's jalapenos did tend to be spicier than commercially grown ones. And I looked it up, and apparently that has to do with watering. Not getting enough water to them can cause them to be hotter. So if you're looking for hotter peppers, maybe water them a little less. I'm looking for not so hot. I don't want a not jalapeno where there's no heat at all, but I did order some seeds, and I'm gonna get a mild jalapeno for next year. I tend to use them mostly in like chili and like pico de gallo, and Tom and I are white and over 40, so it is harder for our bodies to process spicy things. But I am excited that I still have a few more coming, because I would like to be able to cut them up and freeze them for use during the winter when I'm making chili as well. I don't think I'm gonna get enough to do like a bunch of salsa and a bunch of chili. Right now, it's 4th of July week. We're on July 2nd, I think, and that's where I'm at. So, like, probably not gonna get a ton. And next up, we have our lovely blueberries. It does not seem that the birds have figured out that they're here yet. Both Tom and Sam have tasted one and said they're still a little tart, which, you know, that's fine. We're gonna let them ripen up even more. I mean, they are quite blue in my mind, but I guess if I put a grocery store blueberry next to it, they are still kind of light. We definitely need to add some fertilizer to this too. Blueberries need acidic soil, so they need a different type of fertilizer than the rest of our stuff. And then you can kind of compare that with what we put on the jalapenos. All of the soil is nice and wet. We've got some rainwater here in our 5-gallon buckets that we set out, and we're just gonna use this to do our little bit of watering. Just little splashes on these, just to kind of, I don't want the fertilizer to blow away. And I'm not gonna fertilize my individual herbs. I'm just gonna let them go and see what happens. This may not be the bestest way in the world, but it's what we're doing right now because I'm tired and hot. We have wood chips at the bottom of all of our bags to help absorb some of the water and gradually release it. It's an idea I got from watching Anna of all trades, lazy gardening stuff. So it was nice to get out here and see everything's doing okay. What I have growing, what didn't get completely destroyed. I'm guessing bunnies what ate my herbs. We have a lot of wild bunnies around here. But everything that's not those few things, like it looks good, and there was less yellowing and less eaten up leaves than what I thought I had. So my best advice to you if you're new at this is just get out there and like actually get in and look. Take the time. It's really hard for me and Tom sometimes with the hours we work. We work evening into late night, so by the time we get home it's super dark. We don't really have time before work, and plus then it's super hot, and you're not supposed to do a bunch of stuff in the garden to the plants when it's super hot out. Just get in there, just look. You're probably doing okay. You know what? We're doing okay. We're doing okay. I'm gonna head inside, get cleaned up, feel gross. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Just know that it's genuine. You watching us is what's going to help us achieve our dreams, so thank you very much, and good luck out there.